Hello, hello, hello. Who's out there? Who's out there today on Friday, my guys? Happy Friday. Happy weekend. You made it another week in these chaotic markets and you're here. Welcome, welcome. Say hello in the chat. Who's here today? I see Pickle. I see Joe Potter, Tillin. Pickle, Tillin. David B. There he is. Dave B. RS Crypto. What's up, brother? God. Who else is here? Ross Smith. I see you. I see you, Foxy. There you are. Who else is out there? It's a quiet day in markets, but it's not looking great. Let's try to get a little hype going. Put a message in the chat. What's good? F-Boy Fridays. Yep, I went to the gym and I didn't change. Sorry there. My bad. There it is. There it is. The chat's working. I don't know why it takes a little bit to warm up. There it is. Put a message. Make this thing move. Going live over here on the TikTok. This is bad. This is bad. It is bad. Is it clickbait? It could be clickbait, but it's also bad. Gym for you after the gym. Get it, Foxy. Get it, brother. What's going on, Romer? How are you? We're so cooked again. It does seem that way. It does appear that way at first glance, and then also at second glance, and then maybe also at third and fourth glance. It does appear that way. But we're pushing through. We're going to take a look at a bunch of charts today, a bunch of things going on in the world. You're going to get all the info you need for trading into this week and into next week. Are you ready? What's up, Romer? What's up, Dark Side? What's up, guys? Keep saying hello in the chat. Let me know you're here. Well done. Oh, super well done. Mega well done. Too many glances. 30-year yield breaking to a 20-year high. 30-year yield. 20-year high. This chart is obnoxious. It's obnoxious. Honestly, it looks like it's ready to go back to pre-90s level. What do you guys think? The 30-year yield breaking upwards is not a good sign for markets, especially not with the Fed refusing to do anything on Wednesday. I appreciate you guys tuning in on Wednesday for the FOMC. That was a great time. It was a little disappointing. It was a little blue balls. It was Fed Warsh, really the chairman of vibes at this point, of good feelings and of confidence. 30-year fixed mortgage hit 6.66%, according to Freddie Mac's weekly data. I think that's the highest number since January of 25. Something like that. Thank you, Joe Potter. What's up, Crunk? I see you, man. Henny, how you doing? Dark Side. All the boys are here. We're slowly coming into the chat here over on the tubes. I see people over on TikTok. Say hello. What's up, Dr. Jamie, Yeho, User, Tora, Nicolaj, Pedro, Eugene. What's up, friends? Jarrett. We're just warming up. What's up, men? Chair Dispar Warsh. Chair of the task forces Warsh. Warsh Force. The Warsh Force. He's got some, I don't know, man. We didn't get a dot plot. All he said was, everything he said was incredibly hawkish. So hawkish that you would assume that he would have increased interest rates. He stated over and over and over again that inflation was above target. It's been running above target. He stated that interest rate changes. What's up, movie edits? How you doing, man? Interest rate changes were the main tool of the Fed to combat inflation. And then, no change. Very weird. Very, very weird. I'm still digesting that. Curious on what you guys think. You made it, Money. What's up, Money Sean? How you doing, Steven? Lexicos. Bitcoin, please, movie. We're just warming up, man. We'll get to Bitcoin. Don't you worry. What's up, Notebook? We'll jump into Bitcoin probably first after we just talk about yields for a minute here. Bitcoin sliding. Joining the rest of markets, sliding downwards. We had a moment in the sun there where Bitcoin wasn't moving down as everything else was, and right on cue. We're joining the fun. Not good signs. Not good signs here in the bond market. The bond market really disagreeing with the federal funds rate, in my opinion, at this moment. The 10-year is looking to retest 2023's high of 5%. We already see the 30-year high above that at 5.2%, a 20-year high. Bonds are saying inflation is not under control, and we're not restrictive enough, period. 2-year yields had a moment in the sun during the FOMC. We saw swing highs and swing lows now looking right about where it opened. The 2-year still suggesting an interest rate of 4.33%, meaning 4.25 to 4.5% from the Fed over the next 2 years. That's 75 BPS. Interesting that the 3-month, this is the kicker that's strange here. The 3-month yield dumped on the FOMC. My only idea of what's happening here is traders essentially pricing out an interest rate hike, which makes no sense. It makes no sense if you listen to what the Fed has been saying. It makes no sense if you look at the data that they look at. Yet, here we go. The 3-year or the 3-month basically saying we might not see an interest rate hike. Or, let's see if we do, because we're at 3.6, right? Current, this is embarrassing. Yeah, 3.66. So they're moving back down to expectations, still like 20 BPS above, but falling from 4%. So falling pretty meaningfully there. For no implicit reason, other than, in my opinion, Warsh came out and said these things and then didn't make any changes. And I think that is like suggesting to the market that he's maybe not going to make any changes. He's just going to come out here and say, well, we're inflation bad, vibes good. Fed will use interest rates to control inflation, and we've decided not to change. This is going to be a very disastrous scenario if that is the case. The 30-year and the 10-year, the 5-year, they all disagree. They all say, you are going to have big problems if you do not change the interest rate. Big old problems. This is going to be bad. We'll see. Maybe I'm jumping ahead. It was just very weird on Wednesday to hear him talk and to be so adamant about where we are in inflation and the job market and what tools the Fed will use to tackle these issues, and then say, well, we have the problem. Here's how we fix it. And then we're not going to fix it. We have a problem we're going to fix. Here's how we'd fix it. We're not going to fix it. Very weird. Very weird. What's up, Beyond Life and Death? Used to watch the YouTube channel back in 24. Great to see you still around. Brother, we've been live for 7 years on YouTube. You can come back here in 2030. We'll still be here. We'll see. To be determined. What's up, Kevin Knox? Dreams. Wilkin Gold. Are we cooked, Jeff? Yeah, it does seem we're pretty cooked. We're looking pretty cooked here today. Bitcoin not looking hot. Not looking hot at all. What's up, Macadude, Carso, All One, Therese? What's up, boys? Welcome. It's Friday, and we're a dumping. Bitcoin back under the 200-week moving average. This is also bad. The timing with the 30-year yield breakout, strength in the 10 and 5, not a comfortable seat to be in. Not a comfortable seat at all. The 200-week moving average sits now at about 63.3. That's risen a few hundred points over the last few weeks. We have spent now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks at the 200. Uncomfortable. I can't even overstate it. That is uncomfortable. Typically, we would have expected a reaction to testing the 200, some kind of recovery bounce, some kind of failed rally. Nothing. 9 weeks. Truly, Bitcoin in the past has been extremely stable and lacking volatility in the summer. We have seen that virtually every year as far back as I can remember. I do not remember a single summer where Bitcoin was really doing much. Maybe it was like 2019, 18, I don't know. No. 19, maybe. And like, that's it. 9 weeks here sideways. How long did we spend sideways? In a range about 10 weeks back in February. Looking somewhat similar, a little different. Somewhat similar, a little different. Arguable. Basically, the lowest bar for Bitcoin closing this weekend is going to be above that 200-week moving average. That has been what I've come out and said every week I know it's boring. It's not sexy. It's not clickbaity. It's not a fun answer. If you'd like, I could just make up an answer. You just make it up. Yeah, 63,540. 200-week moving average. That is the goal. We've traded below it 8 out of the last 9 weeks. Last week actually was the first week we did not since the beginning of June. We do close up shop here on July and start August tomorrow. Maybe that will bring different wins. Maybe it'll bring different fortune. But as it stands, Bitcoin not looking strong. I'm not loving what we're doing here. There seems to be very little upside pressure. I think that makes sense. We're seeing stocks not have the best time this week. Actually, I would say over the last month. Really, since the SpaceX IPO, we have seen stocks get brutalized. Failed breakdown, then higher, says Bri. Burby. What's up? Bro Cumbio. What's up, man? Buy Bitcoin at 3,500. 3 weeks? I don't know about that. I don't know about 3 weeks, but 3,500? That's possible, I'd say, by the end of the year. What's up, America, bitches? Great name, dude. Thanks for following. Do you think Friday weakness leads to weekend strength? On Bitcoin, I would say typically, yeah. Typically Friday weakness when we close down on Friday, and this is really generally speaking, we tend to see, I wouldn't even say strength over the weekend, but just kind of a float. You know, like we close down on Friday and just we retrace a lot of those losses. We just see like a slow upward movement, and then oftentimes we will see Monday open down. Closing down this weekend, even at the price we're currently at, below 65.2 will be the first red week. It certainly doesn't feel like it, but will be the first red week in 5 weeks. All of July, we've closed higher week over week. We've traded lower pretty much every week as well, but here we are. It's certainly possible we trade back up to 65.2 or 65.3 over the weekend, but that doesn't really get us anywhere. Another tiny green candle here is just not really anything to celebrate, in my opinion. Stock market is absolutely getting wrecked as well. I'd say off the back of this guy, I think we can just blame Elon Musk. Elon, it's your fault. You ruined everything. Boo, Elon. I'm just kidding. You ruined it. Ruined the bull run. SpaceX is just not doing well. This looks like a meme coin. I'm honestly surprised that I'm not looking at like a coin on Solana right now. That this is the biggest IPO in history. You're at 108, retesting the lows. Looking to retest those lows of earlier this week. I don't see anything. I'm staying on the same fence here. I don't see any reason to be long on SpaceX until minimally 100. I could see an argument of short at 135. I don't get it here. This is a knife, and it is a sharp knife, and it's the heaviest knife in IPO history. There's a lot of trap money. A lot of trap money coming, looking to get out if price does recover. On top of that, I believe August begins the first SpaceX unlocks, right, since IPO. Equities are weak. Bitcoin finally showing strength. Could be. Certainly relative strength. Bitcoin, I don't think looks particularly strong in the moment, but I will say relative strength here, as Bitcoin has not collapsed, has not broken down lower, especially when you compare it to a bunch of these really big winner stocks. Nice. SanDisk, I was about to talk some shit on SanDisk, but here we go. Perfect scalp, it looks like. SanDisk got 1,000. Did that close? SanDisk got 1,000, targeting 1,432. It almost opened at that level today. Let's go. But when you look at these big winners over the year, Bitcoin has been lagging behind, and it has felt absolutely terrible. I don't remember a time that honestly felt like this at all in Bitcoin's history, where we saw everything else just like go up for a year while Bitcoin bled and sagged and let us down. Especially compared to like SanDisk, Micron, a lot of these big winners. We can look at Apple though. Thank you, Ming. Thank you, Pickle. When you compare it to these though, from their highs over the last, we'll say 2 months, Bitcoin showing lots of relative strength. Massively. SanDisk down from its high in June. Cough. SpaceX IPO, cough. down 57% from the high to its low on Wednesday this week during the FOMC. That trade looks very spicy, honestly. Probably should just be closed. 1400 was probably it. Still a fire trade. But here we are hanging out. What will next month bring? Hopefully not lower lows, but you just gotta buckle up, my friends. I don't think there is any change here. I don't think that all of a sudden targeting really high highs here, back to all-time highs in Bitcoin yet. That invalidation inches closer every single day. The 200-day moving average sits right above us at 71.4, 71.5. Be a beautiful place to target. Even for a lower sweep down, be a beautiful place to target here. Clear out some short positions, bait in some long liquidity, dump it. If you trade above 71.5, I'll start thinking about it. I'll start getting bullish in the shorter term. Of course, I am bullish in the long term because Bitcoin is the future. But in the short term, I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I think we have, I'd say, one big drop to go. One significant drop to go. It doesn't have to bring us to doomy levels. It could bring us down to spooky levels, but it doesn't have to. And I think we have some more sideways trading into the year. And then perhaps into the end of the year, the end of Q4, probably at the latter half of Q4. Start to see some recovery, maybe some more sideways trading, and then into like January, February, the rally begins. That's my opinion. You know, I was thinking about the 4-week chart recently. It's really unfortunate that the 4-week chart begins on the 5th of January. Because 4-week chart, shouldn't we be able to have 13 times 4-week candles every year? 52? Should we be able to 52 4-week candles? Wait. No, not 52. That's crazy. There's only 56 weeks in a year. Because you can 28 times 13 is 365. Shouldn't we be able to divide these really evenly? That's sad that it doesn't. You have to look at a different chart. I was just thinking about that. I forgot to go look at it. I was taking Beans for a walk, and I was like, what about 4 weeks? Wouldn't that be a good time frame? Nothing really there. Not a lot going on the 4-week. Not a lot going on. Something to keep in mind. We're going to close up the month. Let's check this out. Month. Man. Potentially looking to close another monthly candle under the 200 week. 6 hours and 40 minutes to go for Bitcoin. 63.5. That's the number. What's up, David B over on Kick? I see you, brother. What's up, Larsenogenic Banger? You're up 340% your 90x Bitcoin short position. Well done. Nice. Nice. I have am I in Micron? No, I have a few shorts open on Bitcoin from various higher prices. Certainly none at like 90x. Like, I got some like 10 bangers. I have a solid one from 93.5. That was, at this point, it's been open all year. It was open in January. We're going to close this month, though. The 200 week cannot be stressed enough. That is my only hope in the next 6 hours that we trade just even $1,000 higher and close. The first quarter not looking super, or the first quarter, the third quarter of this year not looking super hot. Opening at 58.8, 4,000-ish above that. I'm about to say, oh, whew. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably looking to close this red. You look at the last cycle, we had 4 red quarters here in a row. Ending in the next year, rallying. Almost the same thing back here in 2017 at the low green. Then we fell again. Would not surprise me. I think short is still the position. I wouldn't look too short necessarily right here at 62.8. That could age well. I would feel much better up there at the 200-day moving average, wherever that is, 71.4. there we are. Just not a lot. Trader Jones. Trader Jones is the first person on X to comment today, and he said something very nice, very kind. He said, at this point, you're just streaming so your girl thinks you have some kind of actual job, ? I don't know, bro. I mean, we've had tens of thousands of views on our stream this week. I don't know why you're being toxic, brother. I mean, like, are you all right, Trader Jones? You want to come over onto YouTube and tell us how you're feeling? Because I think you're feeling a little insecure right now, buddy. But we can help you out with that. Pop on over. Say hello. Price will go up or down, Shaz. Yes, up or down, correct. You're a bit slow today. What's up, Psycho Savage? You're gonna trade in the 5-minute chart. Where are you at, Lethargic Banger? Where you at? Where's that 5-minute? We've had some great trades lately. Actually, one chart I wanted to look at was Google. Got an alert on Google. I was thinking Google was cooked. I got a random alert that made me think maybe it's not. Oh. Would you look at that? Dude, what is with all the bangers now? I feel like for the last year, I've gotten just wrecked on awesome trades. Just love the chart, love the setups, and just gotten wrecked. And all of a sudden, now they're going. Here we are. 315 to 354. Not bad at all. What are we up on that? 12% over the course of a week. That's looking solid. I must have just closed that out though. I don't feel like Google's going to keep running. I was just frustrated Chipotle wages aren't keeping up with inflation. Damn. Zach Martin, did you see Grizz's new Future Funk Radio Volume 1? It was dope. You're watching over here on Kick and YouTube? Yeah, because you're the GOAT, brother. Yeah, guys, Trader Jones apologized, so he's cool. You're good, bro. We all have bad days, my friend. No harm, no foul. Watching from India. Gangan Keshwarni. What's my view on Bitcoin? Looking for a close above the 200-week moving average again. This has been the same bottom barrel target every week for 9 weeks now. It's like, I think it's just biding its time, waiting to dump. I think the most optimistic short-term price action would be something like this, where you get a rally up to that 200-day. Probably a solid short position to be found there. And then you get faded, you drop down, you consolidate a little bit at July's low before looking for that next stairway down. I don't want it to be that way. I would be much happier if I was wrong. I'm just not seeing it. Markets are pretty spooked right now. They're not looking very strong. NASDAQ, whoo, buddy, 26-1. 26-1. Did we get the bounce? So close. 27-2. 28-7. Kind of still feel like this gets faded. Maybe you open. We did see some JPY weakness. Maybe we see an open to green on Monday. Another lower high, like 29.2. I think the highs are in. I think the highs are in for this year. I've been saying that for a little bit now. Maybe not for everything, but I think for a lot of things. What was it? Apple pickle? Didn't Apple just say if they hadn't gotten the tariff refunds that they would had been like mid guidance on their earnings or something like that very recently? Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Dude, these fibs, I'm just going to take a moment again. If you do not use the fib tool the Fibonacci extension and retracement tool for charting assets at all-time highs and all-time lows, but we'll talk about all-time highs. If you're not using it, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how you're navigating it. Here we go. Here we go again. 340. I haven't looked at this chart in weeks. 340. That was the alert I got probably on Apple. 340. Measured move target right here. December into January. Bam. 340. December into April of 25. 1618. 340. Boom. Look at this. Look at that. Long. Boom. Right to it. Right to it. And then what? Then you just instantly puke your brains out. It's like 10% down. You touched it intraday. You closed under it. And then what? You were down 11%. What are you doing? What's up, Cactus Leo? What's up, Secure Opening? Thank you for following. I appreciate you, dude. Trading the ES? Not right now. You just watched my volume profile video. It is the best time frame to start. What's the best time frame to start? It's a complicated question that there is not a singular answer to. The best time frame is always the largest time frame. I have a really great video on time frames that answers that question. You can check that out on YouTube's. Dude, look at this. What are you doing if you're not using the fib tool? Apple all-time high on Wednesday. Boom. Just collapsed. Boom. Crazy, dude. Let's go. Good spot, Pickle. I haven't looked at this chart in, I want to say, probably since like June. Look at this. What's up, Karen? How you doing? What's up, B? I haven't even said anything so far this stream about engagement. What I need you guys to do right now is tap the screen, send hearts, subscribe, follow, like, share it out. Join in on the conversation. Say something in chat. It's Friday. We're just chilling. Markets are winding down not only into the end of the week, but they're winding down into the end of the month. I'm not really expecting huge volatility across markets today. But open Monday. Buckle up. Monday, I think, is going to be a very rocky ride. Apple had shitty earnings in China. Shitty walk. Let me see. Earnings standard, reported estimate. Yeah, I read something that it was like the tariff refund, like the tariff refunds. If they hadn't gotten those, like their earnings wouldn't have been beat. They wouldn't have gotten beat. I don't know. Time for a 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐿. Pack it up. Pass it over here, brother. Pass it over. What's up, user? Yo. What's up, Brian? AA, Ghost. Ghost Alone. Krista. Forget. What's up, Ed? Ed, you made it. You made it to a live stream, my friend. Dude, if you've been missing the lives here over the last month, you've been just missing. I know you haven't, Ed, but everybody out there, you've been missing it, dude. We have had fire trades. Nailed Apple's top on Wednesday. Didn't even know it happened. Google caught 2 bounces on Google right at the low. Sniped the bottom. I think 370 is too ambitious for this long, but I'm not going to change it now. No reason to change it now. Finally. Broke 1,000? Psycho Savage, you're the man. I appreciate you. Psycho, I'm going to send you one of those automated. I was playing. That way you can save your thumb. What's up, Dave B? On every platform. I love you, dude. Solana not impressing me. Solana just keeps hammering support. Keeps getting sold into. Try again at like 67. We'll see. You don't trade, you just enjoy my company. At DCA and spot only, that is probably the smartest thing anyone has said on this live today. Probably the smartest thing. DCA and not using leverage, just chilling, slowly investing, I think is slept on. It's probably the smartest way to get rich over time. Was my best trade changed my life? No singular trade. Well, okay, if I want to say what singular trade changed my life, Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin over the last 10 years changed my life. For sure, changed my life. But that's not like a singular trade. You know, that's like 10 years of investing. You've been 8 years, you haven't sold anything? I'm sure you've been rewarded. What's up, Philip Klaus? Cool BTD. What's up, Mike? But that's not a singular trade. If you want to say singular trade, the biggest singular trade ever made was Dogecoin. I shared it live here in like 2000. I don't know if it was 2000, 2020, 2019. I don't even remember. But when I shared it with you guys, everybody hated Doge. People made fun of me for owning even a little bit of it. People like mocked me. They were like, how can you be like a trading YouTuber if you own Dogecoin? You're so dumb. And so I had bought it at like 1/4 of a penny or a little bit less. I only had a few $100 in it. And I took 6 figures of profit. I'd say that's my biggest singular trade. Did it change my life? No. It didn't change my life. Certainly was good. Bitcoin is the only trade that's changed my life, though. That's like actually impacted the trajectory of my financial everything. That's it. SPX down, back up, still flagging. No change on the 500. Probably looking for 75.50 next week. Psycho Savage, you traded SpaceX day one and got out. Heck yeah, dude. Fire. Fire. What's up, Mason? XHG, so. NBLU, can I look at the weekly? You're talking about Bitcoin? For sure. What's up, Tonzi? Zach, I don't know if you replied. Did you see Future Funk Volume 1? I'll say it is fire, of course, because it's Grizz. But I will say I don't think it is as fire as SideQuest Volume 1. So, but still fire. You made bank on Doge, Litecoin, even Trump coin. Psycho Savage, but you're just goated, I get, at like getting back out, at selling and not thinking it's going to go to infinity. Can we get the weekly bull div RSI? Was the bottom every time? Well, was it? Was it? Let's take a look. First address, do we have bull div? I think we do. I believe we do. Yeah, right here. We have bullish divergence right here. From February to June, July. We have a lower low in price. You can see we hit, whether you go by the wicks or the candle closes, I go by the candle closes typically when it comes to divergence. Look at the closes. The closes are at like 65s, 9, 66. Come down here. The closes, 59.8. Boom. Lower closes. So price has moved down. You go over to RSI, and in that same time frame, RSI has made a higher low. And so that is bullish divergence. It's hidden bullish divergence. It's crouching tiger, hidden dragon bullish divergence. It's been the bottom every time. So that is the real question. Has it been the bottom every time? Probably will disagree with you here. Let's just go back to 2020. 22. We have a low in price. We have a lower low in price. We get RSI. And it's the opposite. So that was hidden bullish divergence. So you're correct there. Last cycle. Weekly painted bull div. And that was the bottom. I think to be proper analysts, we should go back and look, well, was there another time, in the bear market where we printed weekly bull div and it wasn't the bottom? I think that's the logical first move. It doesn't appear so. Doesn't appear so, but there is one point where we could have made this assumption and then gotten burned. I'll show you right now. Okay. Right here. It's funny because this looks like price action currently. They're like really similar. Incredibly similar. So we could have gotten burned with this logic by simply applying it too early. Okay. Right? Wait, or am I wrong? Now, here we go. So we had low closes. Then we technically had a lower close in September. Not much. I'll agree. Not much. But I'm just giving the point of it's always dangerous to be like, this always happens. This means that because it always happens. It's always a dangerous play. We had lower closes here, so price did close lower. And we did have bullish divergence then. So at this point, applying that logic, we could have said, oh, we have bullish divergence. The bottom's in. But we would have been wrong. And what happened is price just traded even lower. And then we got a higher low and we had bullish divergence again. So this is like, I'm nitpicking on this one. It's nitpicking a little bit, but it is technically true. We just need to be aware that there may have been other times where this was painted and signaled just to go on and basically paint it again, right? Let's look back at least to this run, because I think this one, there might have not been any divergence here. Low, boom, low in RSI, higher low in RSI, no bull div here. Nothing there, just no divergence. It's not a bearish or bullish signal, just no divergence. And then the bottom was in. You go back over to March, no divergence again. It's a higher low in RSI. So is it the bottom every time? No, it hasn't marked the bottom every time. At least not on the weekly time frame. But we can say it is a strong indicator. We did end the most recent bear market with bullish divergence on the weekly. That's fair. And that's a strong indicator. The most recent data is the most valuable, the most impactful. You may have also been hinting towards RSI simply being oversold. That each of the last two bear markets had oversold weekly RSI, and that marked the bottom. You'd be correct there. It was oversold very slightly in 2018. Oversold actually. So here's where it gets a little poopy. Is it was oversold back here in June, right around the same time too, which is pretty silly. June, it was oversold. But we still went lower than that oversold point before we started the bull run. So we look here. Actually, the timing isn't quite as good as I thought, because that was back in February. It still went lower. Okay, fair. So this would be an argument, a fairish argument for it. Oversold here. We did go lower. It's something to look at. I like where your mind's at. I like that you're looking at the chart. You're identifying what you find. It's good stuff. We just have to always be careful. We always have to kind of catch ourselves in trying to make connections. Our brains always want to make connections. They always want to make definitive things, and we have to just be on top of that. Of course, brother. Hell yeah. Glad you're here, my friend. Appreciate everybody who's here today. What's up, Zach? You told me about it the day you came out on stream. I probably didn't see it. Yeah, it's no side quest, but there's some bangers. There's definitely some bangers in it. It's no side quest. Please come out for volume 2 side quest. You're waiting for Grizz Levity Subtronic set? Bro, I will meet you there. Find me a Grizz Levity Subtronic set, Zach, and I'll meet you there, brother. You and me. Let's do it. It's on my bucket list to see Grizz. I've still never seen Grizz live. I know, it's sad. 10-year bond looks like it could pump, dude. 10-year and 30-year they're gonna pump their brains out. That's what I started the stream with. They're gonna pump their brains out. 30-year the 30-year yield broke a new high. To a new high after 20 years of remaining below that high. Let's point that out. There you go. Let's throw that up. See? The last time the 30-year yield was this high was in 2007. Do we all remember what happened in 2007? I don't remember. I don't remember what happened in 2007. What's up, Poe? Looking at the dollar? We can look at the dollar for show. This is absolutely looking to break out. With the 30-year yield, I think it is, I'm catching myself here. We need to like expect slow progress, slow movements. We shouldn't say I think it's going to break out, and go to 6-7% tomorrow. Though, when these things get moving, they can. It's just not quite. I don't think that's good practice. This thing looks like it wants to go to like new all-time highs, basically. 2020 just ruined everything. Just crunked everything up. 10 years, same thing. %6. 6.8%. That's pretty close to what the 30 was at, right? Yeah, 6.2 to 6.9. That's buckle up, baby. Next week's gonna be crazy. The JPY gaining strength against the dollar is not good. At least not good for risk assets. But how long can the Bank of Japan keep this up? The dollar. How long can they keep it up, you know? Without raising interest rates? I don't think very long. Closing back below. Dude, the one thing I never try to predict anymore is the movement of the dollar. The Dixie just always moves, like, I want to say the way I don't think it will, at least in the short term. No matter what the setup is, it's like, this is a crazy, bullish, explosive setup. Breaks it, back tests it, starts rallying, and then just now it's back below it. Like, the dollar is, it's harder to predict than Bitcoin, in my opinion. Back down under previous support. That is not actually, that's not so bullish for the dollar, considering now we're going to look to close the month there. I guess it's not the end of the world. It's still like kind of neckline territory. Don't forget to be subscribing, hitting the like button, tapping the screen, saying hello. Keep engaging with the live stream. It's Friday. I know it's slow, but let's keep it going. Never seen Grizz before, but love the music. I love Grizz, dude. Grizz is just the GOAT. Dixie's always trolling. You think that COVID was possibly the last great bull run? I mean, no, not the last great bull. Ever. Could be the last great bull run in like the 2020s. Maybe even the 2030s. Kind of doubt that, but like, you know, it could have been the great bull run for the decade. I think that could be fair. But ever, no, it's just such a bad practice to say ever on anything. Yo, Recto Verso, what's up, brother? Why are we streaming today, Casper? Why not? It's Friday, that's why. It's Friday. Why wouldn't we be? We gotta be. Following you here now, too. Thank you, 965TS. Appreciate you. Thoughts on triple Q BS now? Pull up Qs. Guys, don't forget to follow on every platform. Say hello, hit the like button. But also, go ahead and follow me over on TikTok as well at Tom Crown Official. Qs did not fall as far as I had hoped. Let's see. Did I miss it? I don't think they're done. I don't think indices are going back to all-time high this year. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before, but I've been right about stuff as well. I think we're going to see maybe a return to the trend line, lower high, probably open up into next week and then back down. I think the Qs are looking for like 635. Maybe not so low. The Qs have missed the back test every time except for April 25th. But not completing back tests reminds me of the end of bull runs. Like, you just skip the back tests, you go higher, you go stronger, you go quicker, over and over again. You don't let any money in, and then it's over. We'll see. So far, my reversal diamond top calls on indices have played out. Even if we have new all-time highs this year, right? Like, even if that does happen, these diamond reversals all played out. We saw it on the Qs, saw it on NASDAQ. I guess not the S&P, right? I guess S&P has not done that. So that's the only one. S&P has a little bit different of a vibe. Still kind of putting in these higher lows. potentially flagging out, symmetrical triangle. I can't imagine a world where SP 500 breaks up and they all break down. That wouldn't really make sense, but. Why is Bitcoin falling? I mean, technically, you want to be technical about it. Bitcoin's not really falling. It's just at the same price. It's been in this range for 60 days. Why is it down today? I mean, I don't think zooming in and thinking about it like that is a great concept. I think the greater picture is Bitcoin's falling because it's doing what it has pretty much always done. Every 4 years, right on track. Every 4 years from high to high, we see a year of down. We see every time we have our blow off top every 4 years, we see a year-long bear market that ends in the final quarter. The bottom is in around October, around Q4 of that year. We hit a low and then we climb back up into the next year and we have 3 years of a bull run. 3 years of a bull run, but people don't really notice it being a bull run until the last year of that. But for 2 years, we don't hit new lows when we climb up slowly. So, why? I guess that's why. If we do get a crypto run, drinks on you. I'm holding it to you. BS now. What's up, Crypto Kivo? Shared the live, my guy. Appreciate you. What's up, Keith, Don? What's up, boys? Bitcoin is largely maintaining. That is something that we can definitely put in our hopium pipes today. That Bitcoin is sideways. Bitcoin has not hit new lows despite everything else basically hitting new lows. SanDisk down 57% from its high back in June to its low at the end of July. We saw NASDAQ trade down meaningfully from 31-ish down to 27.2, 12% down. Many of these individual stocks even lower. Google 21. Apple at all-time high, but rejected. I would not look to long Apple now. Maybe you could go at 288, but I don't like that. Let's see what else is down. Tesla down majorly. Blew through that one long. Dang it, Tesla. Look at this. 295. Where did you hit? 297. I think you still get it. I think because we missed 295, I just pulled this down to the 200 down here, 283. SpaceX down from its high. Like, you look at everything, it's all falling. SpaceX down 52%. Bitcoin has done nothing in that time. That's some relative strength. I wouldn't get carried away thinking, though, that there's no more lows. That's the dangerous thought, I think. I think there is more low coming. I think October will bring us the final low. Love to be wrong. What's up, trading with IB? Think we already bottomed or bottomed soon before Q4? I mean, that Q4, that's what I'm looking at. What up, Cherry City Bullies, my guy? Appreciate you over there. Appreciate it. For your cycles. Undeniable data point, but not gospel disco. This is one of the only times I haven't kind of put an asterisk next to that sentence. Is, for me, the 4-year cycle is going to be gospel until we have any divergence from it, until there's like any breaking away from it. That, like, we would be breaking away from it if we don't put in a new low this year and we just kind of climb back to all-time highs. Until we show something, I'm going to follow it. I fully believe that it will not hold true. Honestly, I'm going to be a little surprised if it doesn't break this cycle, but it will break eventually. But until we have something to go on, I just don't see the reason. In my opinion, there's just no reason to be like, yep, it's not happening this time. Even though it looks exactly the same, the timing's been exactly the same, everything is the same so far. But someday it will be. It will not be this. It won't be this simple, like, forever. In fact, I would argue, I would literally say I don't think that we will see the next all-time high, like, exactly 4 years out. I doubt it. Not after October. October was such a memorable time for everybody. I don't think. Maybe it'll come earlier. But it's still intact. All coins are just, they're dead right now. They're wrecked. SanDisk earnings on August 8th. What do you think? Well, a lot of the earnings I've been seeing have not been leading to very positive moves. SanDisk, honestly, so the charts, I'm seeing the chart at SanDisk is like not gonna be great. I don't think SanDisk is out of this downtrend. I think it's like potentially looking for lower 725. We had an awesome scalp here at 1,000, but I think this could really easily just be another lower high, and we look for the next support. And the big issue is SanDisk just doesn't have any support. Like these support levels, I would say 720, 725 is probably its strongest, but even then, I mean, like how long did it trade there for? How much volume was there? You know, like you just don't, I don't know. You just don't, you didn't spend much time building support on the way up. And so on the way down, you don't have a lot there. You didn't build a strong foundation over time. The faster something goes up, typically the faster it retraces and gives back those gains whenever the momentum slows down. And I'll be damned if that doesn't look like momentum slowing down. We'll see. I don't think it will only move down. I think that it will have probably another shot at some kind of lower high. But man, this is just totally different behavior than what it's done the entire run. And it reminds me of every crypto run I've ever seen. It's my 2 cents. What's up, Luigi's? Forever Young. What's up, Drew? What's up, Digital Asset Degen? Blockchain Basement. I'm your dad. I'm not your dad. You're older than me, Blockchain Basement. I don't even know who's on that account. What's up, bro? Is your grandpa? Tello Tech. You're my grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. I did the nasty and the pasty. You made more money trading futures than Bitcoin the last few months? Absolutely, dude. Bitcoin has been a dud. We've had no volatility. There's not been a ton of money in Bitcoin, I'd say, for a year. Solid hair game. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. New glasses? They could be. Where you at? What's up, Forever Young? What do you mean where I'm at? Where you at, brother? It's all AI inflated? Yeah, I do too. I think so also. If free solo trading is correct, if you didn't get the memo. Hopefully other people did. It is black tank top and guns out. It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. Get the guns out. Get them out. Sun's out. Let's go. Sun's out. All right. I hope you guys have a really, really great weekend. You should jump into my Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. It's free. You should get in there. You're in Dallas, but it's dark. Why is it dark in Dallas? Is it storming? .gg/TomCrown is free. Jump in there. If you sign up with any of the partners in the video description below, FEMX, BYD, Fire, Exchange Partners, you'll get VIP roles in the Discord. Costs you nothing. It's a pretty good deal. Very good deal, even. The best deal, some say. I appreciate you tuning in. We're going to be live on Monday to cover August's Open. You're going to be here. I know you will. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you've subscribed, followed, turned notifications on. Thank you, 𝐂𝐡𝐚, for the rose. I don't know when you sent that, but you're the man. Dear Darla. Followed the live creator. What's up, brother? Or sister. What is bad, Lassie? You missed it. We've been live for a while. We're wrapping it up here. Happy Friday, everybody. What's up, Teet? Now everybody's joining over on TikTok. Yeah. We have like 20 viewers all of a sudden. We had like 3 the whole time. Tune in on Monday for another update. We're going to see the damaged July closes on Sunday. We're going to see what we have open on August 1st for our new month into the last month of summer. Make sure notifications are on and you followed. Going to catch you soon, fam. Crown out.